everyone, this is my fourth video. In my last video, I explained how Shakyamuni Gauthama Buddha renounced his lay life and later attained enlightenment. This is a continuation of his life story. Shakyamuni Gauthama Buddha understood that the lives of the people are different. Their perspectives and their actions they take are also different. Furthermore, the types of suffering and the hardships they experience are diverse. People found that the Buddha was so kind and compassionate towards them, and they divulged their problems in order to get relief from him. He advised one person for eating too much, he advised another for engaging in immorality, for exceeding his sexual desires, he advised another for having too much desire for wealth, and another for exceeding his desire for power. Because of their excessive desires, people met Shakyamuni Buddha frequently to get his advice. Shakyamuni Buddha explained how these kinds of excessive desires end up in suffering. As the Buddha cannot advise them one by one every day, he started to discipline people in order to lead the people who have various individual natures. The Buddha expounded different teachings according to their specific conditions, the circumstances and mental states. Also, he indicated different types of practices corresponding to those teachings. These practices can be divided into three categories. One is upholding precepts, conducting meditation and gaining wisdom. He advised people not to engage in evil acts. He asked the people to rid themselves totally of those desires as they didn't know the limits. But he really didn't mean to rid them all their desires. People went to the jungle leaving their families, meditate under the trees to get rid of desires fully. They followed ascetic practice. Buddha propounded 250 precepts for the monks. Lay people offered alms. Thereafter, wives of the people who were also ordained joined the order. Buddha, with much reluctance, gave permission to do so, propounded 500 precepts for the nuns. From this perspective, the impression developed that Buddhism is the special preserve for the men meditating in the jungles and mountaintops. As this was not his motive, in the next 16 years, he started to preach in a different way to show that he didn't mean to get people to rid themselves of all the desires. To be gluttonous is not good, but however, if we don't have any appetite at all, we won't be able to keep our bodies healthy and our growth will be stunted. As carnal appetite is also one of our earthly desires, but without it, the Buddha wouldn't have been born into this world and we wouldn't have either. In this way, his teachings were based on enhancing the capacity of people and as a foundation to understand the ultimate realization, the Lotus Sutra, the Saddharma Pundarika Sutra in Sanskrit. At the age of 72 years, the Shakyamuni Buddha finally revealed the truth to which he was enlightened. The Lotus Sutra, the Saddharma Pundarika Sutra in Sanskrit, which is his experience of achieving the highest state of mind, the Buddhahood. He summoned his best disciple, the foremost in wisdom, and said, Shariputra, this Lotus Sutra that I am preaching now is the most profound sutra of all the sutras expounded by the Daskammas. It is the ultimate revelation of all the Daskammas. It is so profound. Even you, as the wisest of all my disciples, will not be able to fathom it, as it can be comprehended only by Buddhas. The wisdom of the Buddha is so profound that it can penetrate the universe to understand the reality. It is very rare to be born as a human being. The number of those who are endowed with human life is as small as the amount of earth one can place on a fingernail. It is much more rarer to encounter the true law, the correct path, which would lead you to understand the ultimate truth. Life of a human being is worth much more than the entire treasure of the universe. Only a human being can follow the correct path to develop wisdom, to understand the reality. Everybody has a potential but dormant Buddha nature. In the Lotus Sutra, the Buddha proclaims, I do not claim a monopoly of Buddhahood. It is not a prerogative of a specially chosen, specially graced person. Any human being who aspires to become a Buddha can come up to that higher state of mind by following the correct way in revealing his inherent energy within himself. Out of all the Shakyamuni Gauthama Buddha's discourses during his sojourn on earth, the Lotus Sutra delivered to the Bodhisattvas on earth, devotees and millions of people at the Eagle Peak, is regarded as the Shakyamuni Buddha's most profound, supreme sermons, encasing what Shakyamuni Buddha had preached before. The term Saddharma refers to the comprehensive nature of life, while Pundarika suggests the lotus flower with a deep-rooted meaning. The lotus flower blooms, produces seeds at the same time, thus represents the simultaneity of the cause and effect, which is one expression of the mystic law. In addition, the lotus flower grows and blooms in the muddy pond, which symbolizes the emergence of Buddhahood from within the life of a common mortal. Shakyamuni Buddha prophesied that his philosophy would be greatly appreciated and absorbed by the laity during the first 1,000 years after his parinirvana, but would decline during the second 1,000 years and further after 2,500 years, and the minds of the people who are born during that era would be deluded and defiled with three poisons, and there will be a period of invasion and carnage. Buddha also predicted that out of the very confusion of this time, the great teaching would appear based upon his highest teaching, the Lotus Sutra. At this point, Shakyamuni Buddha greeted Bodhisattva Vishishtacharitra, also known as Bodhisattva Jogyo, who was present at the discourse and bestowed upon him to take over the responsibility of upholding the Dharma. Buddha predicted that the Vishishtacharitra Bodhisattva, also known as Yogi Bodhisattva, would be reborn in the eastern part of the world at the opportune moment for this purpose. Please stay tuned for my next video by clicking on the bell icon and subscribing to this channel, so you'll be alerted once it's released. Thanks for watching. I hope you all stay safe. See you in the next session.